all doing? It's nice to be back, as always. And it's nice to have you back. If you're revisiting, thank you so much for your support. T-Nucks on tour.
Up the T-Nucks!
And we're now at the beautiful Lodge Farm on the Field Lake. Only fished it once before. Last year I did a mugging video which is in my list. And I managed to win it that day. I drew the same peg. See what we can do today. So I'm starting on top kit +1 and a smidge. And I say a smidge because I've got a short number 4 and it's about a foot long. So top kit +1 and a smidge. Starting on the paste, decent ball, got it set really soft. It's quite deep actually at this level. I'd normally fish top kit +2, but because that was so much deeper I decided to come a little bit shorter. So I'm into a fish, feels exactly like the kind of fish I'm looking for. A decent carp. I know this venue is full of them. I got a lot last time when I was mugging, so I felt pace was definitely a good option. Before I got there, the guy who was helping out today told me that they'd been catching short on pellet, but I really didn't want to use pellet. Everywhere I've been going lately I've been doing well on the pace. That's what I'd come here to do, and I thought, sod it, I'm going to stick to what I were planning on doing. And here we are. So fish on. I'm on a black hydro elastic. Didn't want to mess about. I've got a 12 Guru carp extra strong up. Yeah, 0.20 straight through, no messing about. Just taking my time. Feeding 4 mils in that cad cup, that's all I've fed on this line all the way through. I found it best with the pace to feed 4 mils. You feed micros and stuff like that, other than in the margin, but in front, I think if you feed micros, you're just bringing in skimmers and stuff like that, and they will take your paste, which is quite frustrating. So stick with the 4 mils. So I can tell straight away with how it's come up there, I've winged him, got him in the side fin, there we are. So he's not even put the paste in his mouth. How rude. So I still don't know at this point if the fish want paste or not, because that was a foul up fish. So on the clicker, reset that from the other night and straight back in. Flying skin bobs, I mean, they do offer massive entertainment when they start doing the old dolphin trick, but it's not the fish I'm looking for, especially on paste. What's that, half a pound, 3/4 of a pound? It's not a bad skimmer, but I'm here for one fish and one fish only, those carp. So disappointed at this point. I've had a foul up fish and a skin bob. So I want to try and encourage some bigger fish into this swim, because the carp wasn't very big that was there, and I definitely don't want to keep catching skimmers. So half a cup of 4 mil pellet. This is really early in the match, it's not a move I'd want to do, but I know this place is slammed with carp, and I just need to get them drawing in. To the right of me, they're all catching on the method rod, the bomb rod, the waggler rod. To the left of me, there's not too much happening. So it seems that where that wind is blowing, the fish are definitely following that. It is only early, so there isn't too much pressure on me at this point, but I was starting to feel like maybe the pace wasn't the right option. However, I know how lethal it can be, I know how well it's been doing for me in the matches lately, and I wanted to give it more time. So fish on, please be a carp. Come on, baby. Oh no. Oh no. Skin bob. Again, half decent, and it's not the worst fish to catch. I've got him in the mouth. So they're definitely annihilating this pace, and I'm starting to feel like I've got 1,000,001 skimmers in front of me. So there needs to be a plan B. So sweet corn is out. I'm doing this for a reason. A, it's much easier than going in and out with paste every 3 seconds if I miss a skimmer bite. They are rapid at the best of times, never mind when you've got a big massive ball of paste that they're trying to suck in. So I thought, you know what, let's get them out of the way. Carp aren't going to turn down corn either, so let's give it a go. Nice big piece of corn on. Feeding some 4mm pellets. Just wait for the bite now. Fish on. Looks like a skin bob. Yep, it is, but not, you know, that's what I went for, kind of. They're there, let's get them out of the way. Because I know if I'm fishing at Swanlands, stuff like that, the skimmers will stay there for so long, but you keep putting that feed in, and them carp will bully them out, and you start to get them. So I'm happy to take that one on the chin. I just want to get them out of my swim. I'm not putting paste on until I'm confident they're all out of the way. Fish on. This looks better. Elastic is flying out. What did I say? They can't resist them carps, and they definitely can't resist a nice, beautiful, bright yellow piece of corn with some special liquid on it. Might tell you if you ask me in the comments, who knows. But yeah, this is what I'm after. Now this fish, I would have loved to have got on the paste, but it's not took long. One skimmer and then boom, carp. Maybe they didn't want the paste, maybe they wanted the corn, so we'll stick with the corn for a little bit. See where we get. This is a good fish. If you're enjoying this video so far, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. It's completely free. Don't want you to miss any more of my future videos. Thank you. So that's a nice fish. Great start. We'll take that. And it's in the mouth, so I know that fish definitely wanted that piece of corn, so that's a good start. So I've had a skimmer and a carp in the mouth. Straight on the clicker. It is important you're accurate here. If you go over 55, you will only get 55. So always click everything you catch. So still on that corn. This looks like a better fish again. Just doing a bit of loose feeding now by hand. Terrible bit of throwing there. You can tell I'm used to using cad cups. But again, corn looks like it's doing the damage. Don't know why those fish are ignoring that paste. It's a strange one. But this is a good fish. Starting to feel like I'm figuring it out now. Maybe they've seen too much paste lately. I've no idea. Maybe they just fancy a bit of that special sauce that's on that corn. I don't know. But this is what fishing's about. It's not always so simple. And this is why we do have different baits with us just in case. That's another cracking carp. Simply lovely. Please come again. Straight in the mouth again. So that fish has specifically picked out that piece of corn. Now this is important because foul lookers are exactly that. That they've not been interested in that bait. They've just swam through your line and you've got it. And in the mouth you know they are targeting that bait. However, it did go quiet for a bit. And I assume that there's more carp there. So I'm going on the paste. See if I can pick out those carp and get them a bit quicker. Because when carp are in a swim and you put paste in, usually it's not in for more than a few seconds and they absolutely hammer it. So like I said, I'm going on this paste now because it did go quiet for a bit, and that's usually a classic sign of some carp that have moved in. Fish on. It's not looking very carpy, is it? No, no. Oh, no. This is not what we want. Big ball of paste. Skimmer. Again, it is a good skimmer, but it's not what I want. Today, they are vermin. And you know how much I love skimmers, but they're not going to get me anywhere in this match anytime soon. However, I am going to prevail. I'm going to have another go with this paste, see where we get. But this time, I'm going to go in the margin. I have been feeding it throughout the day, just the odd cup now and then, just in case I needed to get down a bit earlier. I'm fishing the same distance down this margin, top kit +1 and a smidge. It's a nice depth. I don't want to be too close to these reeds. I don't think you have to when you're in a venue with so many fish in it. But let's see what we get. Oh, well, it's one of our friends. Our silver friends that will not leave me alone. I'm being absolutely stalked by him wherever I go. I have put so much bait in, and these just will not leave me alone. So, yeah, I'm not going to go at margin again. Definitely not yet. There's just no point. If skimmers are there, there is no way there's a carp there. So let's put that away. We'll leave that for now, but at least we had a try just to see if there is anything there. For the sake of 5 minutes, it was worth it. So straight back out in front on the paste, and it's a skim bob. Of course it's a skim bob. Why would it not be a skim bob? So at this point, I'm 2 hours and 40 minutes in, and I've got roughly about £30. Between the skimmers and the few carp I have had on this line, I've got about £30. No good. Nearly halfway. To the right of me, they're absolutely smashing it. I've decided, let's do a bit of slapping before I go down margin for the last 2 hours. So I'm using a T-Nook 0.3 slapping float. It's my favourite float in the world to use. I do use these for mugging as well. We'll take up to 5 number 8s, but I only put 4 on, obviously, if you factor in the weight of the actual pellet. Absolutely brilliant. Make an amazing splash. They catch me so many fish. So go on to the T-Nook Pole Floats page, like it, buy some of these floats. They're amazing. So as you can see, it's not as windy as what it were earlier. Perfect time just to have a cheeky 20 minutes, see if we get anything. Fish on. Bit of a slow-mo there for you. Check me out. So while I've got it on, I've got a grey hydro in. That will let that fish go as long as it wants. It's not going to hurt my swim too much. Just going to feed it first. That's my priority right now before I start feeding it back. Just take your time. It's in the mouth. I've got a LWG 14 Guru hook. I want a 0.17 bottom, 0.20 main line. Got my amazing slapping float on. I'm really happy with the balance. I know exactly what to expect. And I'm in a good place. So while I've got it down to the top kit, throughout the video you will see me continuing to catapult even when I've got them on a top kit as well. It's important that you keep feeding that swim always. If you haven't watched my Tone Bank video, which I did about a year ago, that was nearly a full video of slapping. You'll see I do a lot of that in there as well, if you do want to see more about slapping and how you continue to keep those fish there and competing for your bait. That's a cracking fish. Exactly what I'm looking for. Probably my biggest fish so far. Who knew? So having this cheeky little tester, catching those skimmers, has made me try something different. Because I'm really falling behind now to the anglers on the right. They're absolutely emptying it. And that is an absolute bonus fish. And that's what you can get up in the water. They're the kind of fish you're hoping to get into the margin. But if you can get them up in the water and in the mouth, you can get them out much, much quicker. So you see me sliding my float down because those stots have moved and that float moved when that fish was whacking about in the net. Because I'm using stots, they're easy to move without damaging your line. I can put that float exactly where it were before. I always start off about 1.5 foot deep, and if I feel the deeper or if I need to shallow up, then I can do that at any point. So 3 catties, and that fish has took it without me even slapping. I've just left it resting there while I catted in, and it's took it and nearly wiped out that duck, aka water beggar. They do my nutting. I know Andy May and that do videos about ducks being good for you, don't scare them off, blah blah blah. I'm not a fan of ducks, okay? I just want to make that clear to everyone. The ducks need to stay away. I mean, they are nice, they're really tasty. I love the ducks, but not when I'm fishing. They drive me insane. Anyway, duck ran over. If you're not a duck fan, please comment. Let me know. I don't hate ducks, by the way. I don't want them all to die or anything. I'm not a monster. But they steal all my pellets. I mean, come on. I'm trying to catch fish. So again, this is a cracking fish. Starting to feel like I'm doing the right thing now. You can see the contrast between the size of the fish I was getting on the deck, even on paste. I mean, I'm up in the water now, and the fish are much bigger. That tells me that's exactly where those carp want to be. So, forget that margin. Wherever these are there, up in the water and feeding, I'm not leaving that line. You never leave feeding fish, especially when they're this big. They're not going to be much bigger than this in the margin. So, we'll stick with this. In my mind, I'm about 30 or 40 pound behind the anglers to my right at this point. But I know how quickly I can get these fish on and out when I'm fishing up in the water. So I feel like I've almost got a chance to pull this bite. So we're sticking with it. So I've done 3 slaps after feeding, and boom, fish on again. So again, just let that elastic do the job for you. It's pulling me a bit to the left, it doesn't matter, it's not going anywhere. Just want to feed that swim up and make sure noise is constantly going in, feed's going in, and those fish know that they can return back to that area. So back on the catty. Still in complete control. Back to the catty again. So since hooking this fish, I've put 3 lots of feed in while playing the fish. And that is so important. I can't stress that enough. That is how you keep these fish up in the water and competing. If you watched the video I did here at Lodge Farm last time when I was mugging, when I won it, I'm doing the same thing then as well to keep them into that area. So I've got a focal point even, not a vocal, a focal point where they're going to come into it, and I can put that pellet on them, and I know there's a good chance it's just going to go. You find with slapping, it normally goes within 5 seconds. If it's not gone within that 5 seconds, there's a really low chance they're going to take it. So they often are taking it on the drop. That's an absolute beautiful fish in the mouth. Simply lovely. On clicker. So I'm doing 3 to 4 slaps per time to draw them in. The sound of that float and the sound of that pellet does an amazing job at bringing those fish in, as well as the pellets I'm catapulting in. Look at that ripple there. So definitely fish on. Let's just rip the elastic out as I've reached for the catapult. Probably on the 5th second of that second lot of slaps going in. Got it absolutely bubbling right now. Again, you see me straight on the catty, no panicking. That elastic is amazing. The only elastic I use for slapping up in the water. I can't think of another elastic I have used that is better. Possibly the Matrix Slick 14. That's an amazing elastic, but it just does not last me more than 2 minutes. It gets very expensive quickly. This Daiwa stuff, it is really expensive, I'm not going to lie, but I just trust it. And when you find something you trust, it's hard to go against it. And you can see from the video, it's keeping control of the fish. It's doing exactly what I need it to do and exactly what it says on the tin. I'm giving it some ammo and it just never lets me down. If you've never used it, I can't recommend it enough. Like I said, it's not sponsored by Daiwa or anything. It's just a product I love to use. If you've not used it before, maybe even if it's just for slapping, give it a go. It might make a big difference to your fishing. So he's putting up a right fight, this fish. It's going to batter me in ain't net. You watch. Oh no, he's behaving quite well. That's a relief. So again, another quality fish. Feeling like it's on. I'm really pulling back that lead now. So 3 slaps. More than 5 seconds, we go again. So 3rd slap, 1, 2, 3 seconds, 4 seconds max, wham. And this is what I mean. It is lethal. If you've never done this fishing, I know there's a lot of people that don't know what they're doing with it or they're nervous about doing it. You can see in this video how simple and easy it is. So if you've never done it before, this summer, while it's nice and warm, get yourselves out. Don't have to be one of our slapping floats. Get any little float that you've got. Have all the shots underneath the float. Hook of your choice. 6mm pellet. Ping over it. Slap, slap, slap. Have a fantastic day on me. Give it a go. That's what my videos are about. Helping you, encouraging you. And if this doesn't show you how easy it is to build up a big weight, then I don't know, it's in your head. If you're making this harder than it actually is, that is in your head. But please give it a go. It's such an important tool. And at the moment, it's absolutely rescuing my match. Because Pace, that's been winning me matches recently, has done nothing. And you can't just rely on plan A. Them fish will always do what they want to do. You can try and make them do things that you want them to do, but at the end of the day, and look at the size of this. That is bigger than anything I'm probably going to catch at margin. That is an absolute unit. Look at the tail on that. Oh my god, why did I say that? Anyway, what a fish. An absolute banger. He's not happy with me at all. I was expecting to get one in the you-know-whats. Just got away with it. I thought he'd nearly about to jump out there. But yeah, please give this type of fishing a go if you've never done it. It's not scary. It's really easy. And you will really enjoy it. So again, back on the clicker, it's really important. So that wind has stayed down for me. It's been really windy everywhere I've been lately, so I'm so glad it's kept low for us. What a nice bite. So fish on again. So no panic, no pulling back, nothing like that. Just straight to the catty, feed it. This fish is definitely putting up a decent fight. But to the left and right of me, they're not really catching. I'm watching the angler to my right of me now and then, because he did keep trying the margins, and I was kind of like using him to see if they'd come into the margin, and he kept catching skimmers as well. So I knew I was definitely at the right place and I weren't going to change from this method of fishing. Unless they disappeared on me, there was nothing that was going to make me stop fishing up in the water now. I was all in. It's like grey hydro. It is a soft-ish elastic, so it might look like I'm absolutely trying to drag this fish to me, but it doesn't pull that hard, the grey. And this is also a really big fish. But I mean, all that were live, no editing. Look how quickly that was out, and look at the size of that fish. Soft elastic, right hook, right line, right float, perfect balance. Equals big fish, potential match winners. So back out, slappity slap slap. Obviously, you want to, when you are slapping, you want to keep your float, trying to hit in the same place all 3 times. Just to like home in on those, your float and your pellet. Look at that, the pole is bent before I've even lifted. It's just hooked itself, that fish. And that is pulling. So again, still didn't panic, straight on catty. Just get control at fish now. He's really pulling. That's it, we've got control now. So I broke it down. Catty straight back out because I'm that confident I have control of this fish. Again, you've got to keep those fish there. You've got to bring them back into that area. Looks like another good fish. Yeah, another absolute banger. So all these fish up in the water have been epic, epic fish. It's looking up. There's hardly any breeze at all now. Perfect. So as you've just seen, 3 slaps within a couple of seconds. Wham. I think the only method I know that is more lethal than this and easier is probably mugging. But I couldn't see them. I knew they were up in the water, but I could not physically see them to mug. As you can see, that water's got quite a lot of algae in it. It's quite green. And unless they were really close, you couldn't possibly have mugged them. But slapping is one of my favourite methods of fishing, so I'm in my element, enjoying the fishing, not just the match. I mean, I think a lot of people put a lot of pressure on themselves or rush things or do whatever. You don't truly enjoy the fishing. When you start doing that, you're going to end up falling out of love with it. So even if a particular method's not going to do the damage for you, if you enjoy it, then do it. Whatever makes you happy. Putting up a good scrap. Definitely thinks he's going on the pan. Come on, dude, play a game. What a stubborn little bugger. In the mouth, just would not give up. The Mike Tyson of fish. Look at that little water beggar there. Trying to scoff my pellets. Little git. So easy. Such an easy method of fishing. I love it. Just making this video is making me want to be there right now doing this fishing as we speak. It's just so much fun. So he's wanting to go around the lake, but I've put the brakes on. Just holding him now. It will turn round. I've had to edit this one a little bit because it would not stop pulling. Come on, fish, get your head up. There we are. Nice fish. One absolute lovely fish to finish on. There we go. And on that bombshell, let's find out exactly how we've gone on.
More than you. £50 its first hour and a half.
That's more. Well, I had £30 with 3 hours to go.
Is it?
Yeah. I went slapping and rescued my day.
Don't get a thing slapping.
Slap with him. 6 mil. Pinged him 3 pouches of 4s. And he can't keep pinging, otherwise he won't have it.
Yeah.
Then just slaps, kept slapping, and then did nail it. But if I kept feeding, he won't.
6 on all.
Yeah. And I never really used 6, I either use a 4 or an 8, but I thought. And 6s here quite bright. 98. But I've not done 100 though. These there emptied it over here. The further it goes down, then weights will just keep going up. Can you all see this, everyone?
They like 90 quid.
Yeah.
And they pay 90 quid. He said 100. £48 on clicker. Went 48.8.
Well, my clicker says 98. What did he have?
Oh, badge. Nice. He's in a Celtic, isn't he? Yeah.
Young Babs. Couldn't get away from him. On pace then.
Close that one.
My clicker don't lie. I trust my clicker. There's 48, 49 in this one. And there's a wet through. Yeah, not many in that. So. Yeah. Look, I said 49. I did ton, that's what I wanted to do.
Imagine how they do.
103, 4, we'll take that. Oh, so far, they're all going to smack me up down here. Thank you. No, don't make all peanuts, aren't we?
Yeah, we are woman.
Thank you, cheers, buddy.
I'm clapping for you, and all you'll do is give me a slaver.
Well done.
Well, there we have it. I've managed to get the win off an unfancied peg. It's not been doing well of late, I've been told. So, well chuffed, £103 4 ounces. Well done to everyone else that framed, especially Tommy Turner. And the guy I got talking to just recently there, Mark Davis, he got the section. He was 2 to my left. Well done, buddy. Also, if you'd like to donate to my channel, go on to coffee.com/PaulWilkinsonTV. There will be a link in the description below. Press the donate button and give what you can. Thank you. If you would like to use any of the floats you see me using any of my videos, go on to Facebook, like the Teen Up Paul Floats page. I'll approve it. We post daily and they include delivery. Usually £1.35 per float. And until next time, tight lines and city.
Hello, your call cannot be taken at the moment, so please leave your message after the tone.